Hello and welcome to another episode of As the Dinosaurs Turn. And we all have microphones this time around. We have a little different setup. I think I finally figured out the audio. So actually all four of us have microphones, but Jack declined to participate in this podcast. Maybe we'll get him on a future podcast. But Tyler has joined us, and hello to Tyler.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
So we're going to talk to Tyler about, I guess, what he has experienced, his perspective on things. As we record this, we're 3 months in, and what have you thought so far?
I do like Portugal. There's like a lot of places to go to, and even though it may not seem like there's a lot of familiar places, there's definitely a lot of familiar places you'll find.
Right, and what are some of those familiar places that you enjoy going to?
I enjoy going to American restaurants like McDonald's and Burger King because there's a lot of familiar food there that I just really enjoy.
Well, and you've been really hesitant to try new foods, right?
Yeah, it's like a fear of, will I like it? Will I not?
Right, so, and you're a big texture person too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tyler's a lot like me, that if the texture's off-putting, he's done. So we're working on trying to get him to put a few more things in that mouth and taste some new things. But what are some of the Portuguese foods you like?
I do like pastéis de natas.
Mm-hmm. So pastéis de nata are like little cream pastries, right? They're cream pies, basically.
Yeah.
Egg custard pies, right? Can you talk about what are some of the things that you enjoy doing in Portugal?
I enjoy being able to relax and do what I like.
Yeah, so Tyler's a big gamer, right? So video games are really important, right?
Yeah.
And Lego collector here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into Lego collecting.
Yeah, so he's already given us forewarning that he's going to be a serious collector and we need to be prepared. And you have one demand that has to be done when we're in Lisbon, right? What is that demand?
Go to a Lego store.
Good to know. So Lego store will be happening. Yeah, we've already had that conversation. How has it been learning Portuguese so far?
Sometimes I feel like that I struggle, but sometimes I just really feel like that I can understand stuff right away because I've already learned those words from Duolingo.
Right. So Duolingo is helpful, except it's Brazilian Portuguese, right? So it's pronounced a little bit differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you, though, have done a few things that can make most people feel uncomfortable, like read aloud in class, right?
Yep.
Okay. And solved maybe some math problems, things like that?
I have solved some math problems.
Yeah. How are you at speaking so far?
I am getting there. Sometimes I have trouble putting together full sentences in Portuguese because I don't know the right words.
Right. And so if you don't know the right words, what do you do instead of talk?
Google Translate.
Yeah, so we're going to work on no Google Translate, right? That's what we're working on?
Oh no.
I know. But we've got a meeting with a summer Portuguese instructor to help you out, right?
Yeah.
What else have you been doing besides going to school?
We do sometimes go shopping, and we also go out to places like malls and stuff.
Yeah, I meant we do, because that's like a place where we can all get something to eat. Nobody has to argue. But I meant, what about going to study support and going to Gervaja's? What do you think about that?
I do like it. Sometimes it feels like it takes forever. Sometimes it feels like that just doesn't take that long.
And what are some of the things you do at Gervaja's? Sometimes you do homework, but now you don't have homework. So what are you going to do?
Gervaja now gives me her own homework.
She does. She's taken charge of everything, right? And what is your own homework with Gervaja?
I do have a test to do.
Yeah. So learning Portuguese language, right?
Yes.
And then you sometimes help the other kids that are there, right?
Yep. I help them with their English work.
Yeah, because you're like an English all-star, right?
Yeah.
Well, our original plan was for you to go on to school online, right?
Yeah, however, in the state that we're from, Iowa, there's a mandatory test called ISASP, and the online school we went to had people have to go to their own facilities.
Right. So that was why they knew, like, we had the conversation, we were moving to Portugal with them, and they knew we were leaving, and yet they're like, oh, well, I didn't think that didn't mean that you wouldn't be able to come back to take a test. Right. So we had 1 week in, and what did we have to do?
We had to get us enrolled in school.
That's right. So, it wasn't our plan, but how do you think it's worked out?
It's worked out well, even though the school year at online school was going to end quicker. I do feel like that it was worth it to go to a school that's directly in Portugal because then I get to learn the language quicker.
Yeah, and you made a few friends, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. And we hadn't even been here a week, and you had a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what did you bring?
I brought your cookies.
Yeah, we made chocolate chip cookies. And then you guys did a big sale, and we sent more chocolate chip cookies and some funfetti cookies and banana bread, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so Tyler's pretty popular for his American baked goods, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There were days where you would get in the car and you would say, I don't think I understood anything today. And then it started to change to, yeah, I think it's all right. When do you think that started to happen for you?
I think that it was when I really started to, learn Portuguese. I really started to get into learning it more just so that I can understand my classes.
Yeah, and understanding your classes, it's just lots of listening, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I don't really know the right words, and sometimes I have teachers who don't speak English.
Mm-hmm. So that's been a good challenge for both of you, right?
Yep.
If somebody is thinking about moving to Portugal and they have kids, they're usually worried about the transition. How has the transition been for you so far?
Pretty well. I've already learned some stuff beforehand with Duolingo Brazilian Portuguese, so I felt like I was a bit set.
Yeah, and we've said that we're going to do this for at least a year, hopefully more, right? And what do you think about mom and dad just saying, hey, we're going to start pursuing our dreams now? What do you think about that?
I think that's pretty good that you're pursuing your dreams. So, I always feel like that I don't really think that anyone should be pushing me back from doing what I want to do.
Yeah. So you support us in doing all this craziness?
Yep.
Yeah. And so what is it you think you want to do?
I want to be a programmer mainly because it would be fun to make my own video games.
Mm-hmm. And you've got quite the business mind, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got that in the bag. I don't know. What do you think, Dad? What questions do you have for him?
What are you going to do this summer now that school is over for Tyler, so till middle of September?
I'll probably sit around and play video games, maybe do some game nights.
Oh, game nights are a big thing at this house. What have you been doing for your game nights lately?
We've been playing a game called Overcooked, and lately we've also been playing a game called Moving Out.
Right, and what's the game that Mom will play with you guys?
It's a game called Song Pop Party. It's basically where you try to guess, something about a song, like the song name or the artist.
Right, because other video games stress me out too much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a good compromise. you know, you're going to have some Portuguese classes this summer and there's some relaxation. What did we get? Because it gets so flippin' hot some afternoons.
A pool, it's back there.
Yeah, we got a little inflatable pool so you guys can relax in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you been taking advantage of that yet?
A little bit.
Well, and it saves you from having, like, they're doing some work on our river beach. So we'll have to go down there and check it out. But last time we were there, the whole thing was all ripped up. So we decided we needed water, and that was the only way we were going to get it, right?
We actually got a pool that was too big at first, and we're actually using it to sort of help prop up our phone right now.
That's right. So we've got our video, like, but yeah, we're going to have to come up with an alternative when we take that one back, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have what's Tyler's words of wisdom for somebody who's like another kiddo or teenager who's going to move to another country with their parents, like, and they don't have a choice? What's your word of wisdom for them?
Remember to learn the language beforehand and prepare yourself by learning about the country.
Yeah, and is this a good decision, you think?
Pretty good decision.
Yeah, what makes it a good decision?
I get to explore more of Europe by moving here.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So we've got beaches and all kinds of other things coming up, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll see how those adventures go.
Okay.
All right. Join us again next time on another episode of As the Dinosaurs Turn.